How are the guides trained in the spirit world?
Perhaps sometime we talk on this. How are the guides trained in the spirit world? Once more, we are afraid, because we have laughter here. What you seem to not understand sometimes is we have your guides, yes, will have been with you before you came here. You're probably trained with them. You could probably answer the question greater than we could. If you had a deep enough thought into the spirit light to coordinate yourself with that group with whom you have an affinity, and you would realize you were part of the training of that group. So we can talk of the great halls of learning which there are in the spirit light. We can talk of the many journeys you would take to learn which frequency to adapt to. We can tell of you the color compounds you have to learn and correlate with to touch the right one. We could tell you the many interdimensional, wrong word, right interpretation, of there are in the spirit light, which give you the richness of the light of the spirit. We could explain to you of the many frequencies of spirit, which in themselves create an advancement. And yet as you advance tenfold, there is another tenfold waiting. The training received by the spirit light guides, as you call them, is never complete. What you may find along the physical line is that as a guide, helper, goes to find some advancement for him or herself, there feels a loss within the color fold of the physical light. When that helper guide returns, once more we have the resplendent of the color and the re-acclamation of the physical light. This is how it works. And all the time, as each one comes back with great learning, your soul, spirit, thought, mind are also growing. You understand? Yes. That is how we train the spirit guides. But they will have been with each individual before you came here and before that. It was your choice to take this life form. They are with you. Next time, along another pathway, one of your comrades may choose that time to refurbish itself. You will then become a guide or a helper. You understand? Yes. That is how it works.
Thank you.
One cannot train for what one was born for. Yes?
Thank you.
Yes, we will tell you now why we chose people who come into your world who seem backward children. Yes? Yeah. To you seem backward. They have great amount of love. You call them Mongol children. We welcome them greatly because the radiation comes very quickly to us. The color frequency is bright. And the reason why they look after the animals is because of their frequency of color, which is higher than the average person who comes into the spirit light. They have the energy frequency which can merge and interpenetrate into the animal life force. It believes they become part and parcel of both worlds, the animal kingdom and the spirit world. And as they progress, their progression seems unfortunate, but as they progress into the light for advancement, they lose this embryonic sensation of a collectiveness within the animal kingdom. And once this begins to dissipate, then we have to remove them. Of course, there are always others coming through who we give that particular task to. So when you think of your animals, you good peoples, think of the Mongol children who look after them. And when you see such children walking the earth, know full well what duties lie for them. Yes? And
This person would like to know, could you please tell me where the spirit or mind or the consciousness is while the body is in a coma?
We have people, you know, in the spirit light to come through. Wait, we have Mary Katunda. Mary, come talking with this one, yes? Mary answered that question very soundly, very confidently. We have people in the spirit light who have come through us through comatose state. Whilst in the comatose state, they learn how to frequent between the two worlds. They have states of being which can elongate into the first stage of the spirit light. They become a dominion within themselves. They become the bridge, in most cases, between the spirit light and the physical world. We coordinate this with your thoughts to teach you this. There are many who have been in comatose state, who have risen from what you call the physical body and have become acclimatized to this new freedom. Nevertheless, they are still attached by the cord. Once they have become apparently free with this united feeling, they begin to feel the frequency around them and coordinate themselves between those who are going into the spirit light and having great difficulty and those who await them. The bridge is formed. The coagulated pattern between the two worlds is unified through these beings. They have within their spectrum the energy field which can unite the two worlds and yet inflict nothing upon themselves except for the fact that the cord is still attached, and they can only perambulate that far as to which the cord will allow them. It has been known many times in your hospitals that those who have been in such a state and those who have passed into the spirit light have been helped to cross into that light by such people. They are aware of these events and watch for the cord disintegrating and watch for the free spirit. If it not knows which way to go, it becomes guidance to it, for it is of the same essence and is allowed to permeate into the tunnels of light which oft frequent the bridge between the two worlds, and will be encouraged by those on the other side who it cannot touch but can have a relationship with. Hence there are many who come back into the physical form and have reflections in their mind that they have met others of their family, of their loved ones who have gone into the light, for they have been coordinating with them as they created this bridge. That is what we know of such a state. Thank you. It's on that.
This person would like to know, I would like to know how I myself can help people who are cruel to animals. What thoughts and prayers can I send out?
She said give you a loud Robert again, but no way. We can not let him dominate procedure. He would go on talking for days with this, as you know, days. And the spirit light would be eternal. Shuddha, funta kisanda, bamashanda, bosta. How do? No, I don't know about that. Look, I lost horse to say when things happen with us, when we wet spirit. For them that don't know, war fell on us. Me and I brilliant thoughts. Anyway, that's another story. What does what know now, lad?
This person would like to know how I myself can help people who are cruel to animals.
Oh, it's a bad do that to see. Oh, I don't like that. No, I don't like folk who are cruel to animals, because what they don't know they're doing damage to themselves. As their scars what's called an animal, that's scaring themselves. And folk don't realise this, just see. Anyway, one thing we do know, that about the animal kingdom. Just know these folk that molest them and harm them, then, it's a shame. But what we try and do, we try and protect them, you see. Then they see Robert. Then Robert come into spirit light, you see, and he's what they call Down. They call them Down syndrome, yes. Now what we do with Down syndrome children as they come in, then so much love in them, you see, so much love to give, and they can't somehow. They can't get rid of all that love when they're here. So when they come into spirit, they're like a big bundle of love when they comes in. So what we do then, we found it better in we getting them to look after the animals. Because most of the animals need love, you see. A lot get loving who are with the pets and all that, but there's a lot of them don't could get a lot of loving, and so we're getting children to look after them, you see, and they learn all about the animals when they come into spirit light. Then what we also try to do is, as they change this out, then, they can encapsulate if they want. But say they're getting here, they don't like them, then they get some bad energy coming off these places where they do these tests and then they do these examinations on. They shouldn't do it on life things. They shouldn't do it. It's getting the soul, it's getting the spirit, it's part of it's part of God, and they shouldn't. They're damaging the cell. Anyway. We try and put a cover around them, you see, and what we try and do is, if we can, when they must go to sleep, them things, you see, they must have body rest, physical rest, just like you folk do. And when they happen, we try and keep them out of bodies as much as they can, and they have what's called, you see, and what they know this, they have what's called within it, what's called protoplasm. They talk about ectoplasm in spirit world, you see. But they need protoplasm with ectoplasm so they can make it flexible, they can make it move. So we use this at most places when we can. And we interpose that on the animal. So when they think that they're getting the animal there and they think they're maltreating it, you see, well they're not doing. What we're getting a facsimile of it working, you see. We're a bit clever sometimes, when we get a chance and we can do it, we do it. So some folk who think they're inflicting a lot of damage on the animal then, or they do it. They do it on the animal. We can get them proper one. It's spirit light, just sheltering it, you see. So and they can say this about folk and all. Then folk, they're getting a lot of folk who come. They inflict a lot of damage on a lot of other folk, and it's not right. They're damaging the sun, because they're damaging God. And we try to do that as well, you see. As soon as we can take conscious state, just lift it away. Get a bit of ectoplasm, protoplasm mixed in them, and make it look as if it's right, and brain will react, just see. Brain will react normal, but soul, spirit, we can just put that on one side, keep it intact, cover it with love, and do our best to make sure it finishes as quick as it can. And we can take it where Robert said, and give it more love, and that's what we do. So if they wants to do any more love, and they wants to pray as hard as they can, ask for such as Robert to come and do duty, because he will do. He's so dedicated, young man, he'll help as much as he can. I know his time will, I know, because they're such a lovely kids, and that's why they're chosen to do that job. Alright, that's how it is. Shouldn't we send that? Send the coming, yeah? Another one, please. Morris. Within the minds of men, within the minds of men, as we come into this framework of life, we see and feel many things, many fears, many doctrines, many degrees of uncertainty, much violence, much goodness. Among such things are frameworks within the conscious state or subconscious state, which will lead to people believing and accepting two things: heaven and hell. These are proportions of the mind which give great comfort and have an obligatory part of your life. God and evil. God is heaven sent. Evil
is the devil. There are confines along the spirit levels which can be promoted to you as darkness, which the soul is allowed to enter to find its emergence into the light again. No such place as that which is elongated by eternal fire. The only fire and light in the spirit is the light and love of that which is emanated through the plateaus and divisions of that you call heaven. You term hell is word meaning wall. Thus you create your own wall. Thus you wall your own embodiment in it and wallow. If you find your heaven, when you find your heaven, that is your gateway of your soul. That is your entrance into the spirit light. You would be surprised how many people come into the spirit and have found themselves looking around for these places. There has to be and have been many receptions waiting for such souls to tell them and take them. We have what you might call hospitals, if you wish, in the spirit world, in which we can coordinate people's minds aright. There is an impregnation sometimes, not just in the Western world, but in other places, as to what the coordination is of the spirit light. Hell has no place there, for it does not exist. Only in the minds of men. Heaven is what you permeate yourself to be when you come into the spirit. The degree of intensity of light, which is yourselves, shall be your guide. Hell is the dark void which those who have created great misdemeanors are allowed to rest until such a time as they have recompensed and corrected their wrongdoings in their mind. Then, of course, as always, the light shall be shown, and they are welcomed. But not before such things are within their frequencies, that they have but right, that they have repented. How long can this take, you may ask? How long does it take to repent? We tell you. But the light is always there. There are no flames in the spirit light. The only light is the light and love of God. Thank you. Can we miss? Please, another one, please. No, sir.
Why don't the spirits tell us their full names when they come to us, in order that we know exactly who they are?
Jag de var jättestarka. Most I seen the phone that's on the mouse based on that. Yes, look at on that. Robert can tell you this. Mouse ticket on that. Hello. See, that didn't take long, did it? Anyway, you know what it does, you know, it's a shame really, because I wish all you could go into the halls of learning, and then you would know, and you'd know what was happening, wouldn't you? You know what? Do you know who gave you your name? Your parents give you your name, didn't they? And you don't all like it, do you? And you can't do nothing about it, can you, when it's given to you? Right, well, the thing is, when you come into the spirit light, you can have whatever name you like. And sometimes, you know, when you go into the halls of learning and you learn and they teach you things, and when you come up, you can have a different name. And as you progress through, you get a different name. You know, and this is what happens. So you have people here, you know, and we know this as well. You know, when you get somebody who you call your guide, and you said, You say to yourself, this is whoever it is, and I know he's always with me forever and ever. Well, all them things are wrong. You see, because what happens is, they come to you in a way, in the mode of which you can accept. You know, if you get a big strong fella and we'll say a lady comes back a ballerina, he's not going to say, I don't want a ballerina for a guide. Isn't he? He's going to want some big strong Indian. So a big strong Indian comes and he accepts that then. But as he learns, as he begins to get the knowledge of the Spirit, then that doesn't become as important. He is known and very strongly feels then that there is a helper. And often he will know it's not the one he thinks it is, and it's another one. And he feels this very strongly, and that doesn't seem to matter. And you will find out yourselves as you advance in your knowledge, all you do is respect the fact that we are there. Doesn't matter what we're called. It's what we do and how you feel. Because that's how it will be for you eventually. Now some people can come back and can remember their names. It's very, very strange, you know, when you come through and if you go and you advance and you go into the Spirit light, and even when you just go into the halls of learning at first, and you're in there for quite some time, or it feels that way at first. It isn't really. Doesn't mean any of that, but I'm just saying that so you'll understand. And when you come out and when you go somewhere else, you have forgotten who you were when you went in because you have been concentrating, and you forget. And what we can say to you is this: will you remember next time you're doing something where you have to concentrate, and we know you won't be thinking of your name. You will be thinking of what you are doing. You will be thinking of you. So you have named while you're here, because you wouldn't know if somebody said to you, come here, you'd think it were out for you, walk over, won't you? So you have names. Yes, we have names in the Spirit light. Do you know? Shall I tell you what? Oh yes. You know Mr. Bellamy, and we're very good friends, and he wants to tell you something now. Is that all right? Yeah. Oh, the Chumatan, Sander coming, yes? Mr. Bellamy, I would like to tell you this, yes? Bush stand can I? Oh no. What we're talking about there is names and so on and so forth. I can tell you something now, just see, because I've been further than most, and I've been through different journeys, just see, what they can call them adventures. I've been through valleys of spirit, and I've been right to the edge of the once, and I could have gone on, but I come back to be with this lad, just see. And what I've had to do when I come back, just see, I've had to learn how I were again. I've had to pick this up. It's just something that's part of me now, and just until lad's here, well, he's here, just see. But I'm not, I would call Arthur Bellamy when I was here, and I ain't called Arthur Bellamy out Spirit Light. I called Isa. That's my name at Spirit Light. That's my name I was given as I went through, as I progressed through into light. And as I knew, and sometimes I know, it takes me over time to remember how I used to stand when I was here, and I had to put all my attention to it sometimes, and sometimes I can't hold it, you see. And I get them to pull back and go back, and I can't always remember how it worked. And that gets in it road sometimes, remembering how they worked. Because they get so involved in what there is waiting for them, they'll see it'll come to over the whole lot of them, and they get so involved, they tend not to forget folk because they always loved them, you see, and they'll feel pull anyway when they come to join you. They can't avoid that part out colour, you see. So no matter where they are, how they're getting involved, they're always that energy and power to go to them and meet them. Then they know, when they does that, they can tell them then. They can say, I start going because I'm part of another part at late, you see. And when they're winning, they'll be able to understand it, you see. Then they want to look at it in its format as they want. When they're here, and they're friends and that, they can't always be with you all the time. They can get other parts and other things too. And yet, if they just see them now and again, they're happy. It's the same with family. There's some families, they don't see from what they call one year to the next. But when they meet, they're happy. They're getting other things to do. And they can use that facsimile if they want. It's Spirit Light, it's just the same. They come in contact now and again, because they're getting other things too. It won't be doing it live off one another. There's getting individuality, there's getting life to live, and there's getting experiences to have to see. And there's all manner of learning and teaching. There's all manner waiting for the ear. I can tell you that. And it's just as exciting, I'm telling you. But there's getting certain facts and certain parts and certain paths there's getting to do well that to you. That's the learning. This is all the learning that's in the only of it. That's in the spirit world, they see. Because they're spirit. They call it physical because there's no other word for it. But really, that's in the spirit world, and that's in a whole of learning if they want. Because if there's any tuppence of sense in there, they'll learn every day on something and use it for the benefit of themselves and other folk. So that's about how it is. Now don't forget, also remember this, just while we're talking in this line and all. You know, people reproach spirit because they say, oh, they don't do this, they don't know that, you see. You yourselves will meet folk and they only seen them a few months ago and they can't remember the name. Who were that? Who were Jan? I'm sure I know him. It happens here. But because it's happened in spirit, then all the people think, we know all things. We don't know all things at all. We can't do. We learn, we're getting to know enough folk who do know. And then we don't know it, we ask. And it gets told. Gets relayed through thought. That's how we find out. So just think twice about it next time when they think, well, they haven't given that. There's always a reason. If it's meant to be, they'll get it. Somehow or another. They always do. Thanks very much. No. Push them down. Send the cam. Push another one, please. Very shortly, this energy field is moving.
Right, this person would like to know, can spirits tell if you're afraid of them or not? For example, if you tell them to go away, will they?
Jokadumba, Mousa, Jasosulta. Because I'm not from Mousa. Mousa, the kid in the Mousa. Melly coming with you. Oh, I love this question. It's very nice. Spirit very kind to people. When we see reaction in color, sequence of color jump very quickly. When fear comes into the vernacular of the light. Yes? People sometimes try to go, hi! The light, the color from the frequency moves very swiftly and we can then cease to be there. We record these things very strongly. Of course, we feel you're compatible, we come closer. As the tone merges with ours, then we come even closer. And we uniform one color with another until we become one. So it is with your loved ones when they return to you. Some of you respond very negatively really to that person which loves you, purely because you do not see them the same. Purely because you have no adaptation in your subconscious as to how they now are. Knowledge, experience are the keys to the spiritual kingdom. When they come close to you, those loved ones, they come not to frighten you. They come not to make you admonish them. They come to say, we are still here. Your love for us has not died. Our love for you is still as strong, if not stronger than ever. But they watch the color. Should that begin to deface itself, then they will resent and pull away from you. Always is given respect to the life forms in the physical world. In the spirit light, of course, no such thing occurs, for there is instant recognition and acceptance, because you are then of the same essence. Thank you. Shukran Bas Pushta. We think two more, please. Mausa, Shetabosa, Sanda coming. Yes, two more, please. We think we can do this.
Can healing thoughts and prayers travel vast distances and be returned to the centre for their own well-being?
It's a wonderful question, yes? Wonderful question. Mausa Kasanda. Sanda talking with you, yes? Whenever you send prayers to be healing, yes, to other people's, they are taken. as swiftly as you think them to the recipient, and then returned tenfold, 100-fold. As you give, so it is given. As you bless, so you are blessed. As you pray, so you are prayed for. All that is given in respect of life itself, for the betterment of life itself, recreates within yourselves a greater embodiment, which is the preface of your entry into the spirit light. All that which has amounted around you will intensify your colours, which will then guide you and direct you to that where you should be. Of course, these wonders do take place. You will come into the spirit light, and they will be shown to you. One of the lessons here is to do this duty without a foreknowledge of how it affects you, so that the effect shall be shown to you, and the cause will be given also. Thank you. One more, please. Energy going now. Please stand up.
Do the spirit people like us, or the world will change for the better?
Within the spiritual light, Maurice can boast. Yes, I'll get them back. Robert would like to finish with this, please, yes? Okay? Yes, Sir Robert. Just post it there. You see, what it is this, right? When you come, what we want to do here, and what we will do eventually, you know, in the spirit, we're told this and we're taught this, that what is hoped to be here, and in a lot of other physical worlds that there are, we want everybody to think right. One of the sole aims of having these places, because we came here first, we made these places, is to see how fast the possibility is, and it will come eventually, to get everybody thinking right. And when everybody thinks right, and everybody thinks pure, and everybody thinks love, then this place won't be anymore, because it will be part of our world. Why? Because all the thoughts will be like our thoughts, and all the people here will be like us, and so there will be no need of it, and that which was necessary to be will not be necessary to be. There are and have been many times in these places, such places as this, which now are no longer there, because of the development of the people who have been incarnated in this place, and the purity and divination which they have adopted, accepted, and put to use. And so therefore, they have now become pure spirit like us. So there has been no necessity for there to be a physical world. And that is the whole aim and plan, if you like, of what is hoped to do with this place. That's what we are taught in the halls of learning. And thank you for listening to us. We can stand down. We're very sorry. We feel now the energy is beginning to move. We thank you very much for your patience, coordination, cooperation. But there comes a time when the energy field cannot be held much longer. And this is one of those periods. We thank you again, sincerely and humbly hope you have listened to what has been told you, and some of it, whole of it, has been acceptable to become part of your life, part of your life, part of your light. This is the sole aim of us in the spirit light, to coordinate with people to whom we have an affinity. Bless you, thank you very much, and rest in light. Shukran Bal Push Standa. Two more. Oh, that's one. Oh, just give me a minute. Just a lot of dogs there. No, they're gone. No. I think I'm right. Hang on. Oh, just give me a minute, I'll have to go back. Yes, all right. Yes, all right. We got it then. We got it. Oh, yeah, right then. Yes, I am now. This is me, folks. Yeah.
You'll all join me in thanking Alan Sutton for a wonderful evening, and I'm sure you'll all be able to say something away from the script tonight. Thank you very much, Alan.
Thank you.
And if anybody wishes to ask any questions on what's happened tonight, Alan, anything about this form of mediumship, you're quite welcome to do so.
Here I am. Nothing? Go on then.
When you're out, are you out completely?
No.
No, you...
Simple.
Pardon?
No.
So,
I start off about 3 foot up there, and then it depends in various degrees. There are periods when I'm not here, but there are periods when I am here, but I'm still up there, and I listen sometimes to what's being said, and I find myself thinking, oh, that doesn't sound bad, that sounds alright, and then off I go again. It depends. I call it an 80-20 syndrome. If the energy is very good, then I'll be away for 80% of it. But it's like waves, just like waves. And you're continually coming back and going away and coming back and going away. I've had periods when I've gone up there and suddenly I've seen something over there, and you see a light and you see somebody and they pull you towards it, and you do. And I've actually, I have experienced where you do get rays. I've seen the rays, and they just encourage you to just lie on them. The strange thing is that when you do, you've never any clothes on. Not a pretty sight. But you've never any clothes, and you tend to just lie on the rays and you move, and you just move. It's a lovely feeling. And then you see them come back again, and somebody says you've got to go back, and you come back, and then you're away, you're up there again, your little balloon, if you want. That's how it feels to me. That's as near as I can explain it. Anybody? Anybody want to ask me anything? I'm quite open. I'm a very open fellow. I'll tell you what I can, if I know. Nobody? Oh, go on then.
These people that came through tonight,
Yes.
put them on a regular basis, or we do each time you go through?
Mostly it seems to be, but there is a variation. Off what we've experienced, you seem to have them. We've had Robert for a while now, and we've had Malik. Arthur's been with us for quite a long while. Sandra hasn't always been there, because we had a doorkeeper called Timothy at one stage. Well, it's a control. So you do get a variation, and they seem to stay for a while. And then when Arthur Bellamy, he went once, and then he came. We were so very surprised when he came back, and he relayed to us all about his journey through